you know how to turn up the heat in your marriage? Hi, I'm Kelly, pastor, police chaplain, marriage coach, and author of the book, Turn It Up, How to Have the Lifelong Marriage That You Really Want. So, how do we turn up the heat? Well, first question is, why do we need to turn up the heat? Well, the reason you need to turn up the heat is because it has gone cold. Things have turned down in your relationship, in your marriage. Maybe you're fighting more. Maybe you just feel kind of distant. Maybe, you just you're not on the same page. And it's like we're going in two separate directions. Maybe you've drifted apart because you've gotten too busy and you haven't rekindled or strengthened your relationship. I have, as I've taught before on these videos, like to think of the marriage relationship like a dimmer switch. You know, that basically you can turn it up, you can turn it down. Life has a tendency of turning down the strength and quality of your relationship in your marriage. And what you need to do regularly is turn it back up. Well, how do we do that? Well, today I want to give you a simple acronym. It's the word HEAT, H-E-A-T, that will tell you how do you turn up and how do you rekindle the heat? How do you create heat in your relationship? And by heat, what do I mean? Passion, closeness, intimacy, friendship, likability. Oh yeah, that's a big one. Sometimes we just don't like to be with the person that we're married to. So how do you fix that? How do you turn that up? Well, here's how it works. H-E-A-T. H stands for admit you need help. It's help. Okay, admit you need help. Now, the first place I would encourage you to go to is God. Lord, what's going on? What do we need to do? God, I invite you to come and to bless our marriage, to heal our marriage. But God, it seems like we need help. And the reason I say that the first step is admitting you need help is because for many of us, we try to fix things on our own. We don't want to admit that we need help. Instead, we are caught up in the trap of self-sufficiency or self-effort or repair. Hey, I can manage this. I can fix this. And as I've also taught you guys before, just a reminder, one of the blessings that I have in my role at our church is to oversee our 12-step groups. And step number 1 of the 12 steps goes like this. I admit that I'm powerless over my addiction and that my life has become unmanageable. And the reason the 12 steps of AA are so powerful and have worked so well in so many people's lives is because it starts by facing the truth of your situation, that I admit I can't fix this. Yeah, because if you could fix this, you would have. But if things are going in the wrong direction and you're saying, I don't know what to do, well, guess what? The first step is admit you need help. That's what the H stands for. Admit you need help. And you can ask God to come and heal your marriage. You can ask God to come and guide you. The second thing that you can do, the E stands for education. I don't really like the word education. I think information is a better word, but it doesn't spell the word heat. So information, strategies, input. If you can't figure something out on your own, what do you need to do? You need to get information. You need to get education to figure this out, to learn how. The other day, I was putting in a new valve in my shower, and I hit a spot where I didn't know what to do. So what did I do? I turned to YouTube, same place where maybe you're watching this video or maybe you're listening to it on the podcast, either way. But we get help by getting information from someone else. If you can't figure it out on your own, you need to get information, strategies, ideas, tools, if you will, or tips. And that's kind of what these videos and podcasts are all about. That I want to put together these presentations so that you can learn how to fix it yourself, okay? How to do things differently in your marriage, in your relationship, how to ask for what you need, how to share your feelings, how to show that you understand, how to communicate better, how to listen better, All of the videos that I have, all and the podcasts are all there for you to give you information so that or education so that you can make better choices. So I would encourage you to take advantage of those. Another great thing that you could do is look at different books. So yeah, get a book and read a book on how to have a great marriage. There's lots of great ones out there. Or go to seminars, marriage retreats, all kinds of events that are happening now. And so all of these things are going to teach you new things. And whenever you try to learn something new, you have to admit that the old ways are not working. And so that's why admitting you need help is step number one. Step number two is get education. So H-E-A. A stands for apply the education that you get. In other words, you've got to put it into practice. A could also stand for take action, but it's apply what you've learned. Wisdom, or I should say, knowledge is just knowing what to do. Wisdom is knowing how to apply that knowledge. And the way you gain wisdom is that you use the stuff that you've learned. James 2:17 says that faith without works is dead. And if you are praying and asking God to heal your marriage, well, then absolutely stand in faith and believe for God to do that. But then you also need to do your part. And how do you know what to do? Well, that's why education is the second step. The third step, though, is that A, where you've got to take action. In other words, you've got to put into practice what you've learned. And this is where marriage coaching comes in, because sometimes a lot of the couples that I talk to, they know what to do, they just don't know how to do it, or they try to do it, but they're doing it wrong. When I wanted to learn how to play golf, okay, you can read a book, okay, and I did. You can watch videos, and I did. But having someone coach you or give you a lesson, if you will, here's what you need to do. And then what they do is they watch how you swing the golf club, and then they help you make adjustments so that you can do it more effectively. Not that what you're doing is wrong, but maybe it's just not the best way to do it if you want to get the results that you want. So if you want to go farther, faster, I would encourage you to look into marriage coaching. And marriage coaching is not counseling. It doesn't deal with your past hurts. It doesn't deal with your upbringing or your childhood or any of those things. Not that there's not a place for that. If you're really struggling or were traumatized as a child or as a teenager or maybe even as an adult, and you're carrying that hurt and it's impacting your present, absolutely. Therapy is the place to go. Get some therapy. Get really allow God to heal that hurt. But maybe you're just like the rest of us, myself included. I just didn't know how to be married. And I've learned how to be married by using this same formula. I admitted that I needed help. I got some input, some education, some different books and things that really helped me learn a seminar, several seminars actually that I went to. And then I had to apply it. I had to start using it. And then what happens as you use the knowledge, you're going to discover what works and what doesn't work. And that's once again where a coach can help you, because you can think you're doing the right thing, but they can say, no, it's better if you do it this way or that way. Or let me give you a suggestion, or let me give you a different piece of education, which is kind of what I do when I do marriage coaching, is I educate as well as help people apply the information. So you can get it from me, you can get it from all kinds of different resources out there. And maybe, like I said, therapy or counseling might be the best route. But what you want to do is basically say that knowledge is not enough. What you need to do instead is apply the knowledge. And then T stands for, well, let me give you the other three. Let's review first. H stands for admit you need help. E stands for education. A stands for application. And then T stands for transformation. Or if you, as you're applying, what you're going to be doing is then getting results, watching what works, evaluating that, going back to the action step of A, and then tweaking that a little bit. But you will get results. Things will transform if you're willing. Okay, so let me throw in a caveat there. One of the questions that I always ask couples when we start marriage coaching is this: what do you want? What do you want? And if you're a person of faith, what does God want? If you want to get divorced, okay, well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to help you do that, okay? But if you want to learn how to be married, and I do believe that being married is a learned skill. That's why I'm so big into learning the skill, which is the education part, and then applying the skill, and then watching the skill work is the T, the transformation, because the skills do work. You got to believe that the help will really help, okay? And you'll see that the help really does help, and it will produce results. So what do you want? If you want to be closer, then this is how you get there. If you want to be a better listener, using this 4-step formula is how you get there. If you want to have a great marriage, this is how you get there. So my prayer for you today is to give you hope. Okay. Hope is basically where, and maybe I should do a teaching on HOPE and make an acronym around that. Let me see what I could do. H is help. Anyways, another video for another time. Today, the acronym is HEAT. Turn up the heat in your marriage, in your relationship by getting help, getting education, applying what you've learned, and then transforming what your experience is. I know that God has a great plan for you. So if you want to get closer, follow this 4-step plan, and I know it will produce great results in your life and in your marriage. God bless you. I hope this was helpful for you, and I pray that God would bless your marriage. That's it for now. I'm Kelly Dupay, author, chaplain, pastor, marriage coach, but most of all, a follower of Jesus Christ. God bless you. Until next time.